Hi friends, this is Agnelorajesh here. I am with my very dear friend Sunil Uplap, and we are here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We are come here for IFAT, which is one of the world's best organized exhibitions for anything and everything related to water, water treatment plants, water purification, desalination. The best operators of the world are always available at IFAT. We were participating in IFAT in Mumbai at NESCO a couple of months back, and today we are here in Riyadh at Saudi Arabia. This is happening in the last week of January 2026. So, Sunil is a very dear friend. He's a veteran as far as water is concerned, or as far as anything related to water infrastructure is concerned. So, we are going to be having a interesting, inspiring conversation related to water and how water gets managed, and how we need to respect water, and what happens in the ecosystem of everything related to water. So, Sunil, how many years in the water technology?
Well, it's been 25 years, close
Wow.
to 25 years.
Mhm.
Started with cleaning of drinking water storage tanks.
Okay.
And now here we are manufacturing tanks.
So, what do you mean by cleaning of drinking water storage tanks?
So, way back in 1998,
Mhm.
when the awareness for health, hygiene, and sanitation
Okay.
was absolutely, not there in our country.
Mhm.
I pioneered a concept for cleaning and disinfection of drinking water storage tanks with a 6-stage professional, process, and spread out at the peak of that business. We were cleaning close to 9,500 tanks
Mhm.
every day with a network of more than 480 franchisees in 148 cities and towns.
Wow.
So that
Were you
was
also
way
present
back.
internationally?
Yes, there were 6 countries where we were present with this service.
Which were those 6 countries?
So it was Nepal, Sri Lanka, Nigeria, UAE, and Saudi Arabia. And we had a very short stint in Thailand as well
Mhm.
for that concept.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. So, from cleaning water storage tanks to getting into the business of constructing water storage tanks,
Yes.
and that too storage tanks which are relocatable in nature. We will come to that later. But before that, I would like to say that SDG6 Technologies is a company which is related to water storage solutions and everything in the circular movement of water in the entire water ecosystem. And SDG6 Technologies is a combination of Shubham Tanks and Liners and the Global St. Angelo's group of companies. So SDG6 is a very unique concept and a very unique name.
That's right.
To the advantage of the audience. So what does SDG6 mean? It sounds very technical,
Yes.
but there is a deep meaning behind the name SDG6 Technologies.
So, the World Health Organization set up a sustainable development goal target for all their member nations
Okay.
by 2030 to be attained. SDG 6 stands for Sustainable Development Goal number 6. Number 6 is the goal for water and sanitation. So we are, totally immersed, so to say, in water and sanitation by way of providing solutions for storage, for providing solutions for wastewater management, and for giving solutions for the entire circularity of water, which you mentioned.
Okay.
So that's where the name comes. So in one name, we explain what we do.
Excellent. So, the whole world, technically, all the people who are involved with the water ecosystem, they know when you tell them SDG 6, they exactly know what your company is about and what do you mean to do in the activity that you are doing in SDG 6 technologies as a company.
Yes.
So, it has been a very interesting and a long journey. So, you're into from getting wide experience about cleaning tanks. Tank Clean was the name of the brand, I
That's
suppose.
right. Yes.
148 cities and
That's
6 countries. So that gave you insights about how conventionally water gets stored.
Yes.
And conventionally, we are all used to store water in conventionally made brick and mortar tanks
And RCC.
and RCC tanks, which is absolutely not very environmentally friendly. It's a majburi because of which people were living with that. In the olden era, we had wells which were made of
That's right.
stones and whatever local
Absolutely.
material that used to be available.
Yes.
So that used to be taking care of storing water. Contamination at that point of time was not very rampant as it is today due to pollution and various uses of different materials that mankind is used to currently,
Absolutely.
because of which a lot of contamination happens. And I'll be coming to that very, very shortly. But your experience of cleaning tanks gave you the idea of getting into the construction of storage tanks itself.
That's right.
By qualification, Sunil Uplap is a mechanical engineer, so his mind was always working on how metal can be utilized to serve mankind, and that's where I guess this technology of water storage tanks began.
Absolutely.
So you started constructing water storage tanks. So can you tell us how this gets constructed and what's the logic behind it, and how does it get implemented and executed?
Yes. So while we were cleaning tanks, and as many as 9,500 tanks every day, we saw that the problem was in the tanks itself.
Mhm.
And as you mentioned correctly, conventional means of storage had their own demerits. They had their disadvantages of cost, of time for execution, and this technology, where we were approached by an Australian company when they wanted to introduce their latest technology in India. We were approached by them, and we readily accepted their request to partner with them in India.
So they
So-
approached India.
Yes, that is right. So through their government channels, they approached us, and because we were a big name to reckon with at that time, they thought that our partnership with them, could be, useful for introducing their technology into India, and it worked out very well for both of us. So this technology brings in the convenience of time. It brings in the convenience of cost. It brings the convenience of relocating this tank at a different place, if at all the use of land changes over a period of time. And of course, these tanks are totally maintenance free. Unlike RCC tanks, these tanks do not require frequent painting, waterproofing. There is no fear of leakage, seepage, for these tanks. So the biggest benefit is that it is totally eco-friendly also,
Okay.
and the entire tank, after its life of usage, can be recycled. Whereas concrete tanks, you need to pay, and also there is a hazard of disposing of concrete after a tank is demolished. So that's where in all ways, this technology is absolutely advantageous to mankind, to the environment, and of course to the economy of any such infrastructure.
So there is a factory which is being operational at Bhiwandi, which is a very important location close to Mumbai, close to the magical city of Mumbai in Maharashtra. And this is the factory where the tanks get manufactured. What is the metal or the material that gets used in the making of these tanks?
Yes. So we started off with a technology which was called corrugated profile zinc aluminum steel tanks with liners.
Okay.
So this technology originated in Australia
Mhm.
many years back. So close to 35, 40 years back, this technology originated in Australia. And
What is the name of the brand?
we entered into a joint venture with a company called Rhino Tanks.
Rhino tanks.
In 2008, when we signed the joint venture, they were already a 20-year-old company with presence in 27, 28 countries around the world. And India
So it was tried and tested.
Yes, absolutely. And in India, we were the only joint venture company which where they proposed to start manufacturing.
Mhm.
In all other countries, they were supplying from Australia.
Okay.
So, looking at the depth of the potential in the country, they felt that we could start manufacturing in India, and that's how we started. So, this technology of tank uses a very special coated material called zinc aluminum,
Mhm.
which is manufactured by a company called Blue Scope of Australia, who has a joint venture with Tata.
Oh, so it is Tata Blue Scope.
So the name of the company in India is Tata Blue Scope Steels,
So BlueScope again is an Australian technology, an Australian company.
That is right.
Okay.
So they hold a patent for this very special coating, which has got zinc, aluminium, and silicone. So this enhances the resistance to corrosion of steel to almost 3 to 4 times than normal galvanized steel.
Okay.
So that's where the life and integrity of the metal is protected. And this is used very smartly by whoever actually developed this technology in Australia those many years back. By corrugating this metal to make it strong so that it can support itself for the load of water that it carries, and a very unique liner that our principals, Rhino Tanks, developed along with a Japanese company.
Okay.
To put in this tank. Now, this is a two-part tank where the zinc aluminum steel gives the strength, the structural strength to the tank, and the liner holds the water.
So what is a liner for the common people to understand? What basically do you mean by a liner?
So a liner is a bag which is fabricated, which is prefabricated in the factory, and it takes the shape of the tank.
Okay.
So we manufacture tanks from capacity from 15,000 liters to 3 million liters. 30 lakh liters is the capacity that we can go up to.
Okay.
And this liner is prefabricated to the size and shape of the tank, and it is used it is welded using very latest CNC machines which are manufactured in USA by us. Our people, our technical staff were trained by Rhino Tanks in Australia for almost 6 months, because this is a very, very complex process where the plastic is welded, and there is a encapsulating seal which is done all totally at one time, and it involves a great degree of skill to
get it all together.
Weld this together. And we for all these years now we have been doing it indigenously in India.
So all of this happens in your factory.
Absolutely.
In totality, nothing happens outside.
Yes, everything.
And can you tell us something about the liner? Does it be able to hold the weight of the water? When you talk about what is a very heavy element, so does the liner hold the weight of 30 lakh liters of water?
Yes. So the design of the tank is such that the corrugated profile zinc aluminum steel sheet takes the load of the water, the entire water, say up to 30 lakh liters. And the thickness of the sheets are designed in a way where it is structurally capable of taking that load of water. The liner actually acts as the waterproofing element in the entire
and what is
structure.
this liner made of?
So this is a very special liner which has been developed by our principals, Rhino Tanks, and a Japanese company. This is a 5-layered film which has got metallocene on the inner surface.
What is metallocene?
Metallocene is a latest generation polymer which has got, actually as the name suggests, metal impregnated in plastic. So this is a very unique technology.
Is it strong enough?
Very strong enough. Actually, it has been developed by DuPont, who has got thousands of patents to their credit. You probably are aware.
It's an American company.
That is right. It is one of the biggest American companies in polymers. This special polymer has got a molecular density higher than that of Kevlar, which is used for bulletproof vests and armored vehicles.
Oh wow!
And the advantage of this polymer is that it is totally inert. It does not allow anything to react to it, nor does it react to anything that comes in contact with it.
So the water does not get contaminated at all.
Absolutely. So
no smell, no fragrance, nothing mixing with the water.
Nothing. So it's totally inert.
So it is good for potable water as well.
Exactly, and it has got the highest degree of certifications for American standards, Australian standards, Indian standards. It has been certified.
So this was developed as a technology by DuPont, which is an American company.
The polymer was developed, and this was actually utilized very smartly by the Japanese company to convert it and co-extrude it along with other polymers to form this liner. So the Australian company Rhino Tanks and this Japanese companies collaborated to make this possible,
Excellent.
to use this as a very new application, for liners for drinking water storage.
So isn't that very interesting? Because this is a product, this is an outstanding product made by multiple countries put together and integrated by Sunil Uplap in his factory. So there is this Australian Rhino tanks technology. Then there is India, which is manufacturing and assembling the whole piece together with the application of the engineering plans that are required. The liner is manufactured by Japan with a technology which was invented by DuPont in America. So multiple countries have come together to create a very outstanding product to hold a material or a product which is used by every human being. So it is Australia, India, Japan, and America. These four countries coming in together,
Yes.
and Sunil Uplap integrating all of this together and making a product out of it.
Yes.
That is just fabulous. So to imagine, it is the metal structure which stands tall, and there is a back liner which is holding the water, which is the material that you spoke about.
Yes.
How many people in India manufacture similar tanks as far as the metal and as far as the liner is concerned? Are there anybody else using the same zinc alum metal for the structure and the Japanese material for the liner?
So, as far as the liner is concerned, there is nobody else in the world that is using this technology of liners. Since it was co-developed by our Australian principals along with the Japanese company, we hold an exclusive right to this technology, and they are not permitted to sell to anybody else other than the partners of Rhino Tanks.
Excellent.
So in India, we are exclusively importing this from Japan directly,
Okay.
and nobody has access to that technology. There are others similar, Me Too kind of technologies which are prevalent in the Indian market.
What do
But
they use
they-
for liners?
But then they use very, inferior quality PVC liners. PVC, as you may be all aware, is a carcinogenic material,
Okay.
and it tends to leach into the water when it is stored in a PVC lined tank. So, which is very dangerous. The medical fraternity is available, is aware of, the dangers of using PVC. We all know how plastics are dangerous, when not, when right plastic is not used.
Mhm.
So PVC itself, is a cheaper material. Most of the other Indian, tank manufacturers who claim to be, good quality, but then they use PVC, this inferior quality PVC liners. These PVC liners are certified for food grade application, but not for potable application, and that's where they tend to confuse the customers. Where these PVC liners are used to cover food trucks, for example, which is not actually a potable application for water. Prominent among the ones in India are two or three only,
Mhm.
but they have started using copied technologies of other Australian or American companies. But amongst there are quite a few unorganized sector players who have been offshoots of these earlier companies.
And how many
But
of
now-
such tanks you would have installed across the country in the last
So-
18 years,
so-
approximately?
So more than 8,500 tanks is what we have installed
Wow.
for various applications, including
Like?
potable water,
Mhm.
wastewater, industrial use water like RO, like demineralized water, fire water storage, for various edible oils, for effluents, industrial effluents, and the way the application could be diverse for this technology of tanks. And we continue to do the good work for even the society at large, where government of India's initiative for providing uh, potable water to each and every household through the Jal Jeevan mission. So we are part of that, where we are, we have installed thousands of tanks in various rural, sections of our country for potable water.
What might be the smallest size of the tank, and what is the largest installation that you have done till date?
So in this technology, in the liner technology of tanks, the smallest that we can make is say about 10,000 liters,
Okay.
and we can go up to 30 lakh liters, 3 billion liters,
One piece.
one single tank.
Wow.
So it ranges from say diameters of say 2 meters to 2.5 meters to say about 28, 30 meters. So
Wow.
a 30-meter tank looks actually like a football stadium, when
You can actually play football in that
Yes,
tank. If
yes.
there is no water,
Such
you
a
can play
big-
football.
Yes, such a big tank it is. And thanks to this technology, it is possible to build a 30 lakh liter tank in a matter of 18 to 20 days.
30 lakh liters, a single installation is a large space.
That's right.
How do you actually install it at the site? So the metal comes in sheets and then you, like a Lego, you construct it on
That's
the
right.
site. How do you do that?
So these are prefabricated tanks which are assembled at site using nuts and bolts.
Okay.
So
So that's what they call the bolted tanks.
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
That is
Why are they called the bolted tanks? What other type of tanks are there?
So apart from bolted tanks, there are welded tanks.
Uh-huh.
There are tanks which are joined using rivets.
Okay.
Riveted tanks, which in earlier days you would have seen in railways and all.
Right. So
They were
bolted
riveted
tanks,
riveted
tanks,
and welded tanks.
and welded tanks.
So-
Three types of tanks.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
for metal.
Excellent.
For
Got
metal. So we use this technology where the panels are manufactured in the factory
Okay.
with given the structural load that it has to take. It
Okay.
is designed according to each capacity of the tank,
Mm-hmm.
and then these are equal sized panels which are then taken to the site. They are assembled together with nuts and bolts, ring after ring, and as they grow, depending on the size of the tank,
Okay.
the height of the tank is adjusted by putting one ring above the other.
Okay.
And this entire process is done using cranes if required for a bigger capacity of tanks,
Mhm.
or using a simple scaffolding where our people
So
can-
every place where it is overlapping, you nut bolt it.
That's right.
And are these some special nuts and bolts?
Yes, very very special quality and strength nuts and bolts have to be used. We use.
Do you get them manufactured specifically for this
That
purpose?
is right. That is right. So our Australian
Tech partner.
principals
Mhm.
principals have designed a very special size and quality of nuts and bolts, which is not available anywhere. So we had to persuade our suppliers to develop that for us in India.
So it
we
is
use-
customized for
it is
only
customized
for
totally
your
for our
use.
tanks. Yes,
Okay.
it is customized for our tanks, and it is we use 8.8 and 10.9 grade of nuts and bolts,
Mhm.
which are galvanized, and this.
So
gives
again,
it
no
the strength.
corrosion.
Yes. So and this is made in a fully automated CNC controlled machine by our manufacturers. They are an international brand called Unbreco, and they are one of the leaders in this technology of nuts and bolts.
So friends, as a mechanical engineer and as a very intelligent person, he's world traveled, he's seen technologies in multiple countries. He has made sure that the product that he creates or the product that he manufactures has the combination of the best brains across the world, the selection of the best materials of the world, combining it together and creating a world-class, outstanding product made in India, not only for Indians, but for customers across the world. So that is how an entrepreneur thinks on how he can make sure that the competition can't trouble him on the power of the quality that he creates in the product that he's manufacturing and supplying. So now actually I could visualize how that structure would come in plates, and then how you could assemble it like a Lego on one of the
Right.
other. You get it bolted with specially designed and manufactured nuts and bolts,
Right.
and then the tank is constructed, and then you stitch or you install the liner inside,
Yes.
which can then hold the water. For a person like me, I don't understand technicalities of all these things. For a person like me to understand, how much time would it take to install on the ground a 30 lakh liter water tank?
So before we start the installation, we give the design of the foundation to the customer. So there is a very minimal civil construction that is required, which can get completed in a matter of say 20 to 30 days, and that is the time we take to deliver the tank.
Okay.
So typically
So
from the time
you can manufacture a 30 lakh liter tank in 1 month's time?
yes, yes.
In
it
1
can-
month's time,
less
that's
than
all.
1 month, actually less than 1 month's time.
Okay.
But that is the time it would require for typically for creating that foundation. So once the order is placed and within a matter of 3 to 4 weeks, the tank can get supplied. By the time the foundation is also made at
Okay.
the site, and once the material reaches the site, our technicians and our technical staff will go and they will install this tank in a matter of say 10 to 15 days, depending on the availability or the site availability and conditions at site. But to answer your question, for a 30 lakh liter tank, about 15 days is what we need to complete the installation.
That's all.
Yes, that's what we have been doing for one of our very large corporates in India. We are installing about 10 tanks for them of 30 lakh liters each.
Each tank is 30 lakh liters.
30 lakh liters.
So 10 tanks is
Yes.
3 crore
3
liters
crore
of water.
liters of
So the entire time period for the tank from manufacturing to getting it installed on the site is 30 days for manufacturing and 50 days for installation. And
that's right.
what is the life of the tank approximately?
So typically these tanks have a maintenance-free design life of 40 to 50 years.
40 to 50
Yes,
years.
and
And these are maintenance free.
Absolutely maintenance-free. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. And what is the cost difference between making a brick and mortar conventional RCC tank compared to the tanks that you make with technology in the factory?
So typically, a cost difference between RCC and our technology of tanks is anywhere between 25 to 30% cheaper than the RCC tanks. And what we have seen is that if you consider the cost of the life of the tank, these tanks being totally maintenance free, and the cost that a RCC tank incurs for maintenance like waterproofing, painting, etc. So the cost over a period of the life of the tank would be almost double than these tanks. If you consider the cost of over a period of the life of the tank.
And I think since you
The
have
capex itself is 30% cheaper.
which is
And-
huge.
Yeah, and if you consider the life of the then it would be almost double that of.
Okay, so that's a huge saving. And if you can assemble a tank on the site, can you also get the tank relocated if the use changes?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's a big advantage because we
Yes,
can't do that with a
yes.
conventional tank.
Absolutely, the entire investment is lost in
Yes.
case it is a RCC tank. Whereas in this case, if the use of land changes over a period of time, very easily you can just dismantle this tank, and as is, we can install it anywhere else. With using the 100% components of the tank.
Wow.
Zero wastage.
So just unscrew it, unlock it,
Yes.
unload it.
Yes, and then
And then
take it. Yes,
get it
transport it anywhere you want.
So in the construction industry these days, the shuttering material is being made of aluminium.
That's right.
And what basically happens is the company buys the shuttering, and after the project is done, they sell the shuttering. And when they sell the shuttering, the price of the metal has gone up. So the price that they bought at, they are able to achieve almost the same price.
Right.
So in this case also, I think since zinc alum is a metal, the price when they install it, and 20 years back, if somebody wants to just get the storage
Yes.
situation unlocked, he can unwind it and then probably sell that metal also.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's an
yes.
investment. It is absolutely.
Absolutely.
Whereas in the conventional tank, you cannot salvage the cost of
In
the
fact,
tank.
you have to pay
To demolish
somebody
that.
to demolish the tank, and
So in a way, all the companies who are actually installing the tank are actually investing in that water storage tank, because that metal is valuable. And I'm sure metal, as the days pass by, gets more and more expensive. So typically and technically, after a period of time, the value of the tank that was bought at either might be the same or might increase, but not decrease for sure.
Yes.
So these are some of the very interesting advantages of investing in a metal storage, water storage
Sure.
tank. Now, can you tell me the use cases of these tanks that get installed? What are these tanks used for? Is it always going to be potable water, or is it going to be some other material as well?
Well, the biggest application obviously is water for drinking, that is
Okay.
potable water.
Mhm.
In Australia, it started with using for rainwater harvesting.
Oh, okay.
So because Australia is a water scarce continent, I would call it.
Mhm.
So these tanks were primarily used because of its advantages for rainwater harvesting, where they would drink rainwater, rain harvested water.
Wow. Okay.
So and abundantly it is being used even today. So apart from drinking water, over the years people have found use for these tanks for industrial applications, like storage of raw water, for storage of processed water. Then again, it also went into use for sewage treated, treatment plants, where raw sewage could be stored in these tanks. Treated water from the sewage treatment plant could be stored in manufacturing industries. Effluents which are generated after a process in a manufacturing company can be stored in these tanks, because the liner has a unique capability of handling pH from 3 to 11. So most of the industrial effluents can get stored and used in this technology of tanks. Apart from that, we have also our tanks have found use for edible oil, palm oil, very unique application. One of our customers in Goa has used this for fish oil. So
Oh, wow.
it is
So any kind of
unique.
oil can be
Oil,
stored.
edible oil can
Edible
be stored.
oil can be stored.
We have also supplied this for diesel, storage of diesel,
Uh-huh.
using a different kind of liner, which
Mhm.
is used
Specific for that use.
for diesel.
Can petrol also be stored?
No, petrol cannot be stored in this. Only diesel is what we can.
So which type of tanks store petrol?
So petrol and very high inflammable, fuel storage is made in welded tanks, which are.
Oh,
which
so
you
that is
see
where
at
the welded tanks come into
That
play.
is right. That
Okay,
is right.
okay.
That is right. So they are guided under the API, norms and standards, and they have to be constructed as per that.
Excellent.
Because of safety standards.
Excellent.
Yes.
Sunil, you just mentioned something related to pH.
Hmm.
You, what is the pH statement that you made? It is
So yeah, pH is
what
the
pH to
specific.
what pH?
Yeah. So 3 to 11. So water is at 7, which is absolutely good for potable applications,
Okay.
and that is the normal this standard as far as.
What do you mean by pH for the people to understand?
So pH is the specific. I'm sorry, I do not. pH is.
Okay, you can
is,
explain
is,
pH?
is yeah. I will tell you. So pH stands for the water to be either acidic or alkaline.
Okay.
So a normal water is 7, which is actually neither acidic.
So the
nor
water that we drink
yes
is at a pH level of 7.
of 7.
Okay.
7, yes, and it is a standard um, number for the water to be potable. As it goes down, as the pH level goes down, it is more acidic. As
Okay.
it goes up,
It is
up to
more
14,
alkaline.
it is more alkaline.
Okay.
So, in industrial effluents, pH varies between 3 to 11, depending on the process that the water, the treated water comes out.
So that's the reason you mentioned that your liners can handle water from pH levels of 3
to 11, from acidic to alkaline.
Okay.
So that's
Sunil, we always heard about hard water and soft water. Now,
That's
I never understood what is hard water and soft water. If you can just explain what is hard water and what is soft water.
Yeah. So hard water is one which has got excessive degree of dissolved solids in water.
Okay.
So water that is in the ground, that is groundwater, which we take through bore wells, or saline water which is available in the sea, is actually termed as hard water,
Okay.
where they have got very high amount of dissolved solids, which is salts of sodium, potassium, magnesium dissolved in it.
Okay.
Now, this dissolved solids are actually not good for
Consumption.
human consumption,
Okay.
and these have to be removed before they can be used for potable applications. So that's where we hear the term RO filters, for
Okay.
example.
Okay.
So RO is a membrane, filter where these salts are removed using a process of reverse osmosis,
Okay.
where the salts are physically extracted out of the water, and then they are made good for human consumption.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
so that's where the chemical treatment of the
And
water
tanks are
happens.
require both the ends.
So
When it
our
is
yes, so these
before the
tanks,
treatment as well as after the treatment.
So these tanks are suitable. These liner tanks are suitable for any hardness of water.
Okay.
And typically, what happens in RCC tanks, if you have seen, when you store borewell water, because of the dissolved solids, this over a period of time, these dissolved solids gets deposited on the surface of the tank,
Okay.
and you see, that white this that appears.
That's right.
Even in our households, if you have seen people using borewell water directly without treatment, you will find a white over a period of time.
Over a period of time.
That
Yeah.
that white thing,
Yes. Yes.
So those are the dissolved solids that actually separate over a period.
So
of
that's
time.
why we need RO purifier
That is
and
right.
stuff
That
like
is right,
that
to soften the water.
to soften the water. So that is the
Yes.
concept between hard
Hard
water,
water
and soft water.
Yes.
We hear a lot about water treatment plants. We hear a lot about STP, ETP. So, can you tell us something about water treatment plants?
Well, so just to give an idea on the basic, of water treatment. Um, any kind of water has got three forms of impurities. There are
Okay.
physical impurities, there are chemical impurities, and there are biological impurities.
Okay.
So the entire world of water treatment revolves around treating these three impurities that come along with water.
Can you repeat that again? What are the three names?
So water comes with physical impurities,
Physical
it
impurities.
comes with chemical impurities, and it
And
comes with biological
Biological
impurities.
impurities. Okay.
So the entire gamut of water treatment revolves around treating these three impurities
Okay.
to make it
Usable. Potable,
either
usable.
for potable applications or for industrial applications or
applications.
for
Okay.
commercial applications. So what we saw during this exhibition, all these thousands of companies are actually vying and competing against each other to make one of these components of removal of these harmful components
Elements.
of water
As their specialization.
as their specialization. So each of these companies would either have a technology to make it faster, to make it cheaper, to make it more space saving, to make it more power saving. So all these elements have to be removed to make it potable. So sewage treatment is a treatment of the waste that humans actually produce, which goes, out from residential colonies or apartments or houses. And this sewage cannot be dumped as it is; it has to be treated, and then the water can be,
Recycled.
released or recycled, as the case may be. So usually in places where water is in abundance, it is released into the rivers or the lakes after treatment, because the third impurity that I mentioned about, the biological waste, sewage has got biological waste. It has
Okay.
got E. coli, which humans defecate and let out. So this needs to get treated, and then only then this treated water can be disposed of into the atmosphere or be recycled.
So this is the concept of managing environment. Like
That's right.
you really cannot be harming the environment. So these
Yes.
kind of treatment plants are required, and STP
Have to
plant is required.
Yes.
And that is what we hear in Mumbai. That in Mumbai has got a couple of large STP plants which process the entire
Yes.
wastage
Yes.
in a way that it cannot impact the
The
environment negatively. That's why we have got a STP at Bhandup, at Malad, at
That's right.
multiple, I think
Yes.
6 or 7 locations in
Seven
Mumbai.
are being constructed now.
So that will take
And
care of the entire population of the city of Mumbai.
yeah, so just to give you a sense of the scale of this, Mumbai and the citizens of Mumbai produce close to 2,640 million liters of sewage every day.
Wow. Can you tell the number again?
2,640 million liters of sewage
Every
every
single
day.
day.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So, and that is the gigantic task that these sewage treatment plants have to work to make this water safe for disposal or
Okay.
safe for reuse.
Reusable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is now again a pure technology play. You get machines which are get controlled with technology, which
That's
are
right.
designed with technology.
That's right.
So I'm sure the race would be how it can be more economical, how the machines can get smaller, how it can get more efficient.
Yes.
That is all the technology about. So
That's the technology.
yesterday, friends, when I was moving around in the exhibition area, so IFAT, which is organized by Germans, and this happens in Germany, it happens in India. I've now attended this in Saudi Arabia at Riyadh. There are so many companies which claim to be doing this, and each company from multiple other countries, multiple different countries, are claiming these functionalities. And as a end user customer, it can be a government, it can be a local body, it can be a private developer who's developing a large complex. They come in here at such exhibitions and they choose with whom they would like to partner once they are convinced that this particular company with this X technology is better than the Y company that they know. And that is how
That's
in
right.
this one place everybody comes in. So this exhibition has got 450 participants. SDG6 and Shubham Tanks and Liners is one such participant. And people who come into these exhibitions exactly know what they're looking for, exactly know what they want, and they are absolutely technologically and technically qualified to ask the right questions, to look at the right technology, and to ask and collaborate with the right company. So I think that is what we have been seeing since the last 2 days, and today is the third day of the exhibition at Riyadh, which is the IFAT exhibition for water, anything and everything related to water. So it's a very interesting world that we are moving to, and you were instrumental in the Bhandup project of the government of Maharashtra for the city of Mumbai
Yes.
at Bhandup. Can you throw some light on what that project actually was?
So, as I said, Mumbai had to handle that much sewage every day.
Mhm.
So, the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai, MCGM, embarked on this huge initiative to have these sewage treatment plants installed all across the city. And Bhandup was one of those where a capacity of 215 million liters of sewage had to be processed every day. So we were one of the contenders with South Korean technology, which I had introduced in India in 2019. So in Bhandup, we actually partnered with one of our Delhi, companies, and they bid for this project. Uh, in India, conventionally, a lot of technologies have been used where the investments have been very high.
Mhm.
So this technology has an advantage of reducing the capex to less than 50%.
Wow.
Reducing the footprint of a sewage treatment plant for a given capacity of the sewage to be treated to less than 50%.
Wow. So you
So-
you save space,
Space
you
and
save money.
Yes.
Both.
And so this unique technology, which is called CSBR, which we introduced for the first time in the country,
Mhm.
bid for the project, and when the results came out, the entire country was shocked when they saw that we had bid almost 54% below the estimates of MCGM.
Wow, that must have
And
shocked the government.
absolutely, absolutely. And there was a huge UN cry when major political parties also got involved. Why not? This project was bid for 2,700 plus crores, and we could bid that for almost 1170 crores. So
Wow.
there was a saving of more than 1,000 crores in a single project for the municipal corporation of
And
Mumbai,
the
which is a
saving
big
of money for the government means it is a saving for
the
people like
taxpayers.
us, you and
Yes,
me. It is
yes,
taxpayers' money.
yes, yes, yes.
And
So,
how did the government get convinced with the technology? Because
so
saving 10 to 20% can be understood, but
Yes.
saving 40, 50, 60%
yes,
will raise a lot of eyebrows and will
Absolutely.
raise a lot of doubts. How did you
Absolutely.
convince them?
so this entire process was being supervised by the Supreme Court at that time because it was very critical, and there was a huge UN cry from the public that this sewage was not getting treated for so many years. So the Supreme Court directed MCGM to form a committee, and because this was being done using credible, companies and credible technologies, they said that we should not directly reject it on the basis of their having quoted so low.
Okay.
So, they directed the MCGM to form a committee, a very high level committee, technical committee, to go to South Korea, witness and see the project for themselves, which was the
And
qualifying.
they saw the project
Yes.
in action.
The qualifying project was a 250 million liters per day, fully underground project
Okay.
in Korea, using the same technology. When the 9 member committee went, I myself escorted them to South Korea. When they saw this project, they were
Stunned.
absolutely stunned. It was nothing short of seeing a pharmaceutical company or a hospital. It was so clean.
So neat and clean.
You could not
And
make
that
out
was a
that
sewage treatment plant.
it was a sewage treatment plant, and they were totally taken aback with the technology. They gave a very of course what they saw. They gave a very good report to the Supreme Court, and then that's how this entire process actually delayed the order procedure by almost 9 to 10 months.
Wow.
And I'm happy to say that in spite of that delay, on placing the order on us, we are now the foremost in terms of completion of the project.
Excellent.
So this.
So that's a remarkable victory
Yes.
for
yes,
modern times.
Yes. Yes. So in spite of being so economical, we are also faster. So the citizens of Mumbai would get access to this sewage treatment plant much earlier than what actually they would have otherwise.
So it is saving of time, it is saving of money, it is saving of space, and the functionality will happen much earlier
Earlier.
than what it was anticipated. So definitely saving on time. Technology is interesting, and technology is all about not only shrinking the size of the physical part of the game, but also making it more powerful than the previous solutions that were available to mankind. So that's all technology is all about. And globalization in true terms means where multiple technologies or multiple minds of the world come together and solve common day-to-day problems. And that is the world that we are living in, and that is the world that we look forward to. So from tank cleaning to actually constructing metal tanks with imported liners, to bringing technologies on board for STPs and ETPs and water treatment plants and stuff like that. What excites you as an entrepreneur in this entire circularity of water? What keeps you excited?
So we are blessed, with a business idea where we are able to, contribute to the growth of the society. So
Okay.
that's one thing which excites me, and it keeps me, running from the time I get up in the morning. So the other thing, blessing that we have is that we are in a business where uh, containment is the central part of the entire circularity of water.
Okay.
So any treatment would require containment or storage.
Or storage.
So-
Containment is nothing but storage.
Yes.
Okay.
So So this, brings us in a position where we are able to contribute to any and every means of water and wastewater treatment that is required to be done.
So your water tank is an inevitable part of the entire water ecosystem.
Anything anybody does,
whatever might be the
yes,
purpose.
yes. So we are blessed to have that as part of our key initiative that we are doing. Over the years, we saw that there was a lot of scope for development of these tanks.
Mhm.
So, last few years we have been working on a technology, and I'm happy to, tell you that 2 years back we patented a process for coating, panels for to be used for these tanks. So this coating is totally eco-friendly. It is green, and it is a revolution and a breakthrough as far as this technology of tanks is concerned, where 80-year-old technology is now replaced with a totally environment-friendly and green technology, which we call as secure coat. So,
Okay.
so this technology.
So did you
has
use
been-
nanotechnology for this?
Yes, that is right. And this is almost 30 to 40% cheaper than the conventional,
Previous
glass
technology.
glass fused to steel technology that has been, prevalent. And we have got tremendous success in India as well as in other parts of the world for this technology. And we plan to, spread this across the world and make this advantage available to a wider society, in the world.
So
society.
not only me, but you're also happy to hear that this tank is not only included countries like Australia, Japan, and America, but now there is a product which has also been invented and patented by an Indian for India, that is Sunil Uplap, and this technology is a nanotechnology which has replaced the age-old technology which was operational for almost 90 years, and that technology was called as glass fused steel, glass fused to steel,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Now this secure coat technology, where you are using nanotechnology, which you have got the patented, you have applied for the patent. You said that this is more economical and this is absolutely environmental friendly. How can you say that it is environmental friendly? What is the process of a GFS tank, that is glass fused to steel tank, and a secure coat tank?
So when we start with the treatment of the basic metal,
Okay.
the pre-treatment involves a process where we just treat this using our special compound for the pre-treatment and making the surface of the steel.
This is malleable steel.
Yes,
mild
this
steel.
Is mild steel. This
Okay.
is mild steel. We use
It is called as mild steel.
mild steel.
Okay.
We use a structural grade steel which is used for tanks.
Mhm.
The coating enables the action of this compound at an atomic level of the metal,
Okay.
whereby the reaction happens where the nobility of mild steel
Okay.
increases to that between silver and gold. So
Oh.
as you say, these are noble metals.
Mhm.
They don't get corroded
That's right.
at all.
At all.
So this nobility on the surface increases to that of between silver and gold.
Just by the application of this nanotechnology.
Yes. So
Okay.
this reaction happens at the atomic level of the metal,
Mhm.
and this makes it totally, averse to corrosion, which could come in at a later date.
Because the
In
only threat for any kind of a metal to store water is
Is
corrosion.
corrosion. So in the other, as compared to the other glass fused to steel technology,
Glass fused to steel
technology,
GFS.
they have to remove the corrosion that is already there using sandblasting process. So this only remove before they treat, before they coat the glass, they have to actually physically remove
Scrape
the scrape using the. So this is by itself is a eco-unfriendly process,
Okay.
where a large amount of shreds are actually
Hitting the
hammered
surface,
on
yeah.
the surface, and a lot of dust and this is created, and that has to be disposed of, over a period of time.
Subsequently.
So this is the first step where the eco-friendly process comes into play.
Okay.
The second is that Uh, in the earlier technology, glass frets are actually sprayed in liquid form, and then they are baked in an oven which has to be heated to 860 degrees centigrade. So the oven has to actually
That is
operate
again
at,
bad for the environment.
yes, at 1000 degrees centigrade, and this glass can fuse only at that temperature. So you can imagine the amount of carbon that gets emitted.
And the use of power, the use of heat.
Exactly. So these two processes are totally eliminated in our technology, where our curing can also happen at room temperature. Once we cold.
Really?
Yes.
It can happen only at room temperature, for a
temperature
process
using
which
for
generally needs 850 or 1000 degrees of heat. Okay.
So, but for the benefit of our output of production, we just use a nominal 180 degrees centigrade to
For quick
for quick
drying of the
yes.
surface.
So that's where we are able to save on the cost, save on the power, and save the environment for
And it is absolutely environmentally friendly.
Absolutely.
So when you make this process on the metal, then in this case also you need liner, or liner is then not required?
Liner is not required.
So this is your another product called Secure Store.
Secure Store tanks, yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So these are also tanks
Yes,
without the liners.
That's right.
So you have got tanks with liners,
and
and you have got tanks without the liners.
Yes.
So between the liner tanks and the Secure Coat tanks, what is the cost difference?
So the cost difference between liner tank and secure coat tank would be about 15 to 20%,
Okay.
depending on the capacity. But as we go higher on the capacity, the difference would be even greater than that. As we mentioned, liner tanks can go up to a capacity of 30 lakh liters or 3 million liters. Secure coat can go up to a capacity of 2 crore liters or 20 million liters.
Wow, one single tank of 20 million liters
Yes.
without the liner.
Without
You don't need the liner.
Yes.
Why would somebody choose a secure tank without the liner, or why would he choose a tank with a liner? What are the application decisions that make these two different decisions happen?
So primarily the application of the storage of water or the storage of product that is required in the tank that actually decides the application which technology to use. Liner tanks typically are used for potable water, for draw water, for rainwater harvesting, and for conditions where economy is the prime concern.
Okay.
And secure store tank would be typically used for critical products like effluents, highly corrosive liquids, for biogas applications, for ethanol storage, all such applications which are very critical in nature, which requires high volume of storage. Typically a secure store tank would be used.
Okay, so the end use case will define the nature of the
nature
tank to be made.
used. Yes.
I also heard this terminology very often. Are your tanks FM approved? So, what are FM approved tanks, and why are they needed to be FM approved?
So, in the US, because of very high degree of safety norms in production and commercial infrastructure spaces, they use a standard which is called Factory Mutual. There is a company which certifies every component that goes into infrastructure development, which is suitable for resistance and safe against a fire hazard. So this company certifies various products, including tanks, for safe use in any kind of infrastructure. So with a FM approval, so they have a very stringent process of approval of the design of the tank, which is according to their standards. So companies who have to insure their premises, who have to insure their structures, get a higher saving when they use FM approved components in their infrastructure. So FM has got their own standards of various things, including pumps, pipings, valves, tanks, etc. So we have got this certification, and our tanks are certified for FM, related applications, which is primarily for fire safety.
So Sunil, that's very, very interesting, and that is a lot of insights into water tanks. We take water so casual that we don't understand what goes behind getting that one glass of water which we cherish when we drink. But it gets stored at multiple places, multiple times,
Yes.
and for multiple reasons. We always keep talking about FM approved tanks, like when we were at the stall at
Yes.
IFAT, a lot of people came and they were asking about FM approved tanks. So,
Yes.
what exactly is an FM approved tank?
Yes. So FM stands for Factory Mutual. So Factory Mutual is a organization in the US,
Mhm.
and they are a benchmark for quality related to infrastructure when it comes to protection of infrastructure from the hazards of fire.
Okay.
So they have set certain very high standards for every and any equipment going into any infrastructure for industrial or for commercial or even for residential infrastructure for storage for fire hazards. Now,
Water or equipment which is a backup for in case of a fire
fire,
hazard.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, those are the fire norms which are needed to be implemented.
Yes, so primarily they take care of certifying equipments or products which are used for dousing a fire
Mhm.
in case of a eventuality of a fire accident. So they have various standards for pumps, for pipes, for tanks, for other equipments that go into a building or a factory,
Okay.
which are used later for dousing any fire accident that could take place. Uh, they the certification that FM gives for various such products enables insurance companies to give a kind of a discount on the premium that they charge to their customers. So, insurance company is comfortable if the premises that they are insuring has got enough FM certified products in the infrastructure.
And in that, the FM approved tank is a
Is
critical
one of the,
element.
yes,
It's a
is
very
one of the
critical element.
critical elements because this tank stores enough water for the sprinklers to run in case of an
What
eventuality.
is the international norm for how many hours should the sprinkler be operative?
So, as per international standards, it's the pump capacity. Defines the number of the capacity of the tank,
Okay.
and basically you require 2 hours of that pump to operate.
Mhm. And pump water.
Pump water through the sprinklers which it is connected to.
Okay.
In,
So the
in
number
the
of sprinklers will define the quantum of water
water to
required
be
and
and the
the area
capacity of the
covered
pump.
and the
Yes,
capacity of the pump.
pump. Yes,
So
and
it is
it
a
has to operate for 2 hours.
2 hours.
And
So
that much capacity of water is required to be stored.
stored.
Yes.
So it is the size of the area, then the
Yes.
number of sprinklers,
Yes.
then the size of the pump,
Yes.
and the capacity of the water tank, which
Yes.
can allow 2 hours of water being sprinkled in
That's-
case of a mishap,
That's
in
right.
case of a fire. That is the norm that has to be maintained.
Yes.
And the fire department will certify that once they are assured that this is the right proportion which is maintained.
Yes, the infrastructure has followed that.
Okay, so Sunil, I want to understand what is the difference between a water storage, a regular water storage tank, and an FM approved water storage tank, which is parked for storing water to be used in case of a fire.
So, a normal storage tank usually is just an ordinary tank. It could either be of concrete or fabricated or a site fabricated tank. An FM approved tank has to undergo certain very, very stringent parameters.
Mhm.
For example, FM certifies that these tanks can be used in any environmental conditions in the world. For
Okay.
example, there are regions which have snowfall, and many countries, these tanks are actually installed outside the premises. So, in case of heavy snowfall, these tanks have to withstand the snow load on the roof.
Okay.
That may not be the condition in
India.
in India or
Saudi Arabia.
or places like this where we are today. So, but then they have such a very strict standard that irrespective of where the tank is installed, you have to have all these considerations put in place, because they say that you never know what will happen anytime in this world.
So are there any specifications for the thickness of the metal of the tank?
Exactly. So they have classified the entire world according to the seismic zone, and
The seismic zone,
seismic zone.
which is
So
used. We need to know about the seismic zone from earthquake
yes,
possibilities.
yes. So they
Okay.
have classified from 0 to 50 years, 100 years, 250 to 500 years.
Okay.
So it means that there is a possibility of an earthquake in the next 500 years
Okay.
in a certain region.
Mhm.
That's how the classification of seismic zones is done.
Okay.
A very high seismic area like Japan, Philippines are classified within the 50, 100
Shorter.
because there is a possibility
Frequency is
of
high.
frequency of the earthquake to be faster.
So to withstand
So-
then there are
Yes,
material parameters.
there are parameters which they have set. So as per the FM standards, the minimum thickness that a metal tank should have is 2.4 millimeters, single sheet thickness.
Okay.
So irrespective of the size, whether it is a 10,000 liter tank or a 10 million liter tank, the minimum thickness that has to go is 2.4 millimeters.
And then it increases as per
as
the
per the
capacity.
structural, yeah, as per
As
the
per the
structural
capacity of
calculations.
what storage it will do.
Yes,
But
yes.
minimum it starts at 2.6.
2.4 mm as a single sheet.
What is
And
the normal thickness of a water tank that
So
it starts from?
typically for our other technology of tanks, where we have these liner tanks, we go up to 0.6 mm of thickness. For
Okay.
us, a tank of say up to 50,000 liters. So that is the difference. So
Okay.
even
So
for a
instead of
50,000
starting from 0.6 mm, you have to start from 0.24.
2.4 mm,
2.4 mm.
4 mm.
So
Yes.
can I add 4 sheets of 0.6 mm and make it 2.4 mm?
No, as per FM standards, this is not allowed.
Okay.
So you have
It has to
have
be a single sheet.
single sheet of 2.4 mm.
Now,
thick.
suppose if the tank capacity is such that it needs 3 mm, so it cannot be 2.4 mm plus a
Plus
sheet of 6.6
So
mm.
it has to be 3
Single
mm
sheet.
sheet. Yes.
So then it has to be
If-
a 3 mm thickness sheet.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
if it can go up to 8 mm or even 12 mm if
Depending
size
on the quantum of water it holds. So that is to resist fire in case it reaches to the
no,
tank.
it is to take the static load of the water that is in the tank.
Okay.
So as you probably are aware that in a static containment, like a tank, the pressure of water is the maximum at the bottom.
Okay.
So these tanks are typically designed where the bottom ring is thicker than the rings that are above in the tank, as in
Okay.
the height goes up. So if suppose it's a 5 million liter tank, a 50 lakh liter tank,
Okay.
the bottom could be say about 8 mm thick,
Okay.
and a few rings above the bottom ring would be about 8 mm, and then it would go to 6 mm to 3
And
mm and
so on and so forth.
yes,
Towards the
towards the
top
top
line.
it will be thinnest,
Okay.
where the load of the water
Is the minimum. Is the
Yes,
minimum.
yes.
Okay. So, and are there any special arrangements for fitting this kind of FM approved tanks?
Yes.
Are there any norms for the fittings on the bottom of the tank?
Well, yes. So as per the norm, there has to be a minimum dead space that has to be kept.
Okay.
There is a minimum, freeboard. Freeboard is the airspace above the level of water to the roof of the tank. That is called a freeboard. So there are norms depending on capacities of the tank for the freeboard as well as for the dead space.
Okay. So when you install a regular water storage tank, what is the difference between installing a regular water storage tank and installing a FM approved water storage tank, which is a backup for water required in case of a fire?
So in a regular tank, there is no restriction of the thicknesses of
The metal.
the metal that is supposed to be used. As long as it is structurally safe to store the capacity of
The
water
quantum
that
of water.
it is required to store, it is okay. But FM regulates almost 2.5 times more safety factor as compared to any other.
tank.
So that's the reason their thicknesses go to a minimum of 2.4 mm.
Okay.
They also require that there is a specific,
Method of installation.
a specific level of water that is required as a dead space
Okay.
when the water, the below the lowest point of pumping.
Mm-hmm.
And also they define the freeboard that is required. The
Okay.
freeboard is the space between the level of water, the topmost level of water below the overflow to the roof of the tank.
Okay.
So these are, having various repercussions when, in case of an eventuality.
Okay.
It also requires that, the a special, outlet equipments are used
Mm-hmm.
while pumping the water out. So
Okay.
you can imagine during a fire, timing and speed of water and the force of water is the most important thing.
Okay.
You can't have a trickle to douse a fire.
Right.
It has to be with
pressure.
huge amount of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of resistance that this water has to overcome to take it to the last sprinkler is huge.
Mm.
So these capacities of pumps are also very huge.
Mm-hmm.
So when the pump sucks the water out of the tank,
Mm-hmm.
there is a vortex which is formed. Vortex is
Like that bhaura.
bhaura. It is a
Like
bhaura.
that bhaura of the water.
So this vortex, if it is formed because of this huge amount of water that gets sucked out at
Okay.
the same time,
Mm-hmm.
this tends to create a huge overload on the motor of that pump.
Okay.
Now,
And also there might be a fluctuation in the tank.
no, the overload on this pump actually results in the pump failing due
Okay.
to overload and heating.
Okay.
So to prevent that, there is something called as an anti-vortex which has to be fitted in the tank.
Okay.
So there is a specific design for that, and FM also regulates that there has to be a certain design of that anti-vortex.
Okay.
So we provide that as a special requirement for this tank.
It's a fitment which is outside the tank or inside the tank?
Inside the
Okay.
tank. So
Okay.
inside the tank. So when water gets sucked out,
Mhm.
this vortex does not get formed
Oh,
in the tank.
internally.
Yes, internally.
Okay.
So
So
that
it
is
doesn't
one of
shock the pump.
Yes, it will not overload the pump.
Okay.
So that is one of the first requirements of a FM tank,
Okay.
which may or may not be there for normal, fire tanks. Many, unfortunately, in India, many of our fire contractors are not aware of this aspect also, and they just, put a pump directly to the tank, which is actually dangerous. Uh, the second, aspect that needs to get, taken care of in a FM tank is that the load that the tank has to take in case of an eventuality like an earthquake, for example.
Mhm.
So when an earthquake takes place, there is a swash load that happens within the tank when it moves. You
What
would
do you
have
mean
seen.
by swash?
So a swash load, I would like to demonstrate with a
Bottle of water.
bottle of water here. So when I move this, you see this water moving like this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that swash, that is called a swash. So when this swash happens, the water inside that swash tends to topple the tank.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that actually, could be dangerous for the tank. Why? It could just topple down. So the FM regulates that there are, anchor fasteners, and there is, fitments made on the tank which will secure the tank on the concrete floor.
Okay.
So-
It will not leave it from
so,
any
so
side.
it would not leave during this thing. It
Okay.
would not.
Okay.
So normal, there are no such design considerations for normal tanks.
Okay.
So this is one of the very important.
Let me finish that water.
Yes, please. So, so this aspect is taken care of for FM tanks. FM tanks also regulate that.
So this bolts or whatever you might be putting it between the surface and the tanks, these are also specially designed.
Yes,
And
yes,
this is also
yes.
special material.
So there is something called as an anchor chair.
Okay.
It is a very
It's called as anchor chair. Okay.
It's a very, very heavy and strong designed, equipment which is to be attached to the tank
Mhm.
and to the
So
surface of
whatever the situation of the earthquake, the tank will not
will
topple.
not topple. Yes,
It will
will
be
not.
held well with
Yes,
all the
yes,
sides
yes,
holding
yes.
it at the
So
bottom
that
of
is
the
the
tank.
intention of it.
So that is the
So
intention.
they have taken care of any eventuality. So in case of an earthquake, many earthquakes, is followed by fire
Right.
in many places,
Okay.
because of short circuit or.
Right.
So if your tank is toppled at that
Then
time,
there is no water to
there is no
douse
water
the.
to douse the fire also. So
Mhm.
that loss could
So
be
there is a
more.
lot of thought behind all
Yes,
this.
yes,
There is a
yes,
lot of
yes,
thought. So
yes.
I guess every one of us, for multiple purposes, it might be a residential building, it might be a commercial tower, it might be a factory, it might be whatever. But we need to be well educated on the end use of the products that we are using and
Yes.
how it needs to be safeguarded for the purpose that it has been installed for.
Yes.
Like a fire safety tank, water tank for fire safety. If that doesn't have this kind of equipment in place, and
Yes.
then at the right time, when you need the water to be coming out of the sprinklers, if that tank is also not there
Yes.
due to an earthquake kind of a tilt which topples the tank, then the whole purpose of water for safety is completely defeated. So these are all very small decisions to be taken, but very important ones.
Yes.
Budget wise also, this might not make a major dent, but
Yes.
you should not save on such costs because you don't know when it will be very important.
These
for
kinds
that
of things
specific
tragedies
time.
can happen anytime,
Tragedies
anywhere.
can happen anytime, anywhere. So the number of tanks that we discussed in our conversation today, Sunil, is tanks with liners,
Yes.
tanks without the liners.
Yes.
That is the patented technology that you have created
Secure
with the
store.
nanotechnology called Secure
Yes.
Store,
Yes.
and FM approved tanks.
Yes.
Now, I've also understood. So it's a great education class for me. So I've also understood that the water storage tanks for fire safety, the requirement of the parameters are set by an international body which have to be adhered to.
Yes.
And if you adhere to that, you also save on the premium that you pay for fire safety or protection of that factory or asset or whatever it is, in terms of insurance premium.
Yes.
Forget about that saving of that insurance premium. It is more important because at the back of our mind, we are sure that safety is in place.
Absolutely.
And we can proceed further. So 3 types of tanks.
Yes.
We also discussed about the 4th type, which is the GFS tanks.
GFS tanks.
Glass fused to steel. Now that technology has become extremely old. Also, what I've understood by my conversations with Sunil is that whether it is glass fused to steel or whether it is the secure coat tanks, these methodologies are used so that there is no corrosion.
That's right.
Because metal is being used, so there is no corrosion.
Yes.
To avoid those corrosion, these technologies are used.
Yes.
We also beautifully understood that the secure coat technology and the secure store tanks is a better technology than the glass fused to steel, because secure store is a much greener facility. It's a environmental friendly process where you don't heat up the tanks to a degree which damages the environment. So that's again an eye opener. And just to repeat it to the advantage of the viewers and to the audience, that when you create a glass fused to steel tank, you have to heat up the metal to a degree of almost reaching 1000 degrees. Whereas when you create a secure store tank, with the application of the nanotechnology on the surface of the metal on the both the sides, it is both the sides, right?
Yes, both
on
sides,
both the sides. If you choose to heat it up for faster drying, it might go to a maximum of 180 degrees, which is almost 1/5 of the heat that is required for a GFS tank, glass fused to steel tank. Also, the secure store tanks, which is using nanotechnology to cover the surfaces for making it anti-corrosion, is 15 to 20% more cheaper than the GFS tanks. And if the size of the tank required is bigger, then the difference further increases. So you end up saving more money. So you are not only creating a green footprint, but you're also saving on the capital cost of the tank. Right. So Sunil, also I would be very inquisitive to understand that when you say that you manufacture tanks from a store capacity of 10,000 liters to 20 million liters, that is 2 crore liters. How do you do cost calculations for this variety of the sizes of the water storage tanks? What is the cost calculation that goes in? Is it calculated per liter, or per square feet of the tank area, or the quantum of the metal being used and the liner being used? How do you calculate the cost?
So for the ease of understanding of a normal customer, we specify a cost per liter. But usually, the tank, we have to take various considerations into account while calculating the cost of the tank.
Okay.
So, though we have a very standard sizes of diameters and heights of the tank, uh, typically once we understand the customer's requirement in terms of what product is to be stored, where it is to be stored, which seismic zone it is to be stored,
Okay.
the design is made accordingly, and any other additional requirements that the customer may have, the number of outlets or accessories or other things which the customer may additionally need, the cost is then calculated likewise. Typically, just to give a very rough thumb rule understanding of the cost, of the budgetary cost, it is cost per liter.
Cost per liter.
Yeah.
You have installed more than 8,000 tanks.
Yes.
Now that's a lot. So what is the average size of a tank that you have installed? 3 lakh liters, 5 lakh
So yeah,
liters?
the average is
Roughly?
about between 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, to 150,000 to 200,000 is the normal average
Liters.
size of tank. Yes,
Liters.
yes.
And the largest
Yeah.
one, you just said that last month you have installed 10 tanks
10.
for a very large Indian corporate,
Yes,
where the size of each tank
is
is
30 lakh liters, 3 million
30
liters.
lakh liters. That is 3 million liters a tank. So it's
Yes.
like if you don't have water inside, you can put lights and start playing cricket, or you can play
Yes.
football in that.
Yes,
What is
absolutely.
the diameter for those kind of tanks, like this
So
30 lakh liters?
30 lakh liters, the diameter is 28 meters and 5.7 meters height.
Wow, 28 meters
Meters
wide diameter, and
Yes.
height is
5.7 meters.
5.7,
6, almost 6 meters.
6
height.
meters. Wow, that is huge. That is the size of the tank.
Yes.
So typically when a tank is being made, where you cannot assemble it, you have to just take it in its own shape. The other material tanks that we are used to, the plastic tanks or whatever you call that, you are actually transporting air, because you are actually taking the whole shape of the
That's
tank,
right.
putting it on the trailer or the truck and moving it.
Yes.
Whereas this modular tanks, the advantage is it comes
Stacked one
on the other, and then it can be transported to any part of
And-
the world.
Yes.
Now, for a geographically far away distance, like it might be, since the factory is in Bhiwandi in Mumbai, near Mumbai, it can be installed in as far as Kanyakumari, or as far as Kashmir,
Yes.
or as far as Calcutta, or even to international destinations
Yes.
like Riyadh or Dubai,
Absolutely.
or some part of Africa or any part of the world.
Yes.
How do you get the installations done when it is at a great geographical distance? What is your last mile procedures that you follow?
So the entire packaging of the tank components are done in a way where it is efficiently transported. So minimum amount of logistical trouble is encountered, and minimum space is used in a container to transport these.
Okay.
So that is the first exercise that we do in-house. Since we are a very process and system oriented company, we have a system of computerized accounting of whatever actually gets into the package, and
Okay.
marking them so that traceability is possible to the last component that we make. And when this package is transported to anywhere in the world, for example, in Africa, it could be in deep desert of Saudi Arabia also. The package is unloaded there in the place, and our supervisor is then sent from Mumbai to the place of installation.
Okay.
We have a system where we inform the client at the time of finalizing the order during the kickoff meeting.
Okay.
What are the expectations? What are our expectations that they should have at site? For example, they should have single phase power at the
Location.
where the tank is getting installed. They should have provision of water after the tank is
Installed.
completed to test the tank. Then they should also have certain material handling equipment depending on the size of the tank ready at the site. So these are some of the things that are expected that the customer, keeps ready
And a
before
local
our
team to assemble it on the site.
and yeah, and then they are also required to provide us with a handful of unskilled or semi-skilled laborers, which our supervisor would guide to install the tank. So typically, a 100,000 liter tank could take about 3 to 4 days to
Okay.
assemble
Mhm.
by using 2 or 3 local unskilled laborers
Mhm.
by our supervisor's guidance.
So the supervising is done from your side,
Yes,
and the
yes.
actual implementation is done by the local labor of
But
that region,
yes,
of
yes,
that
yes,
particular
yes,
area, and this is
yes.
informed to the client well in
Well in
advance.
advance at the time of placing the order itself. So we have a kickoff meeting with the projects team of the customer as well as our installation, team. They do have that, and
Excellent.
all the expectations are made clear at that time.
Excellent. During our conversation, you also told me that there are 3 types of tanks. One is the bolted tanks, which is being manufactured by you. Second is the tanks which are riveted
Yes,
with
sir.
the rivets.
Yes,
And the third type is the welded tanks.
Welded
Welded tanks are used for products like petroleum or highly inflammable material,
right.
where you need to weld it on the site.
On
So
the
these are the 3 types of tanks
That's
that
right.
we
And the
spoke
fourth
about.
being, of course, the conventional RCC tanks.
The fourth is the
conventional,
absolutely
yes.
conventional RCC tanks. So that was not a part of the conversation anyways.
Yeah.
Because we are moving to modern times where we want to save the environment, we want to add value to the environment, we need to have tanks which are relocatable. All these functionalities can happen only in this metal kind of tanks which can get installed at the site. So in the tanks category, when I discussed with you, you told me that you have got tanks with liners and you have created secure store tanks, which is the nanotechnology that you used for anti-corrosion, which does not have liners, and they can be to a maximum capacity of 20 million liters of liquid.
Yes.
Like the liners have a maximum capacity of 30 lakh liters, that is
That's
3
right.
million liters. Whereas for the secure store,
Yes.
you have a capacity of 20 million, which is
liters.
2 crore liters of
Yes.
single tank.
Yes.
So now I can understand the liner holds the water, so there is no question of any leakage happening.
Yes.
And the strength of the metal tank
Yes.
is used to hold that
structurally take care of the load of the tank.
load of the liner, which is like a bag, water bag, holding the water. In case of a secure store, you're talking about assembling the plates on the site, nut bolting it and fitting it. How do you ensure that there is no leakage? Because there is no liner there now.
Yes. So there is this technology uses sealants which have to be applied in between the joints of the plates that are bolted together.
Okay. Okay.
So this again is a time-tested methodology of waterproofing a joint.
Okay.
And this has been around ever since the glass fused to steel tanks have been around,
Okay.
almost for 6-7 decades now.
Mhm.
So we use very special sealants which we have developed, which
In-house
are
developed again.
yes,
Just
yes.
like the nanotechnology
That's right. That's
coating.
right. That's right. So these have been developed by us, which can withstand various aggressive liquids.
Okay.
At the same time, they ensure that they cure and dry very fast.
And they last long?
And they last long as well. So that
What is the life of this adhesive?
So as long as the tank itself, about 30-40 years.
30,
they
40,
have to
50
stay.
years.
Yes, yes,
They will
yes,
be there.
Yes, yes. So nothing happens to them.
Mhm.
They are treated for ultraviolet radiation because most of these tanks are in external environments where it is exposed to sunlight, and sunlight causes ultraviolet to impact any material which is prone to ultraviolet radiation.
So the temperature might be -20, the temperature might be +50, it doesn't matter.
That it doesn't matter.
It won't affect the
Temperature-
sealant.
Yes,
It will not become open, it will not
That's right.
loosen up, it will not
That's right.
lose its strength, nothing.
That's right. Yes.
Absolutely nothing happens.
Yes.
And this is tried and tested.
Yes.
Again, this formulation has been indigenously developed by you.
Yes, that has been developed by us
Similar-
with a technical.
So similar fasteners are available, but you have developed your own one.
So for this as well, we use our design of fasteners because these are all uniquely, designed.
Engineered.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent,
yes,
excellent.
yes.
So you have got 2 things to your credit. One is the coating that you have created,
That's
the
right.
secure coating,
Yes.
which coats the mild steel to ensure that there is no corrosion.
Absolutely.
And second is you have created your own sealant
Sealants which
with good technology, best materials put together, which can last as long as the
as the tank
life
itself.
of the tank. So that's amazing. We understood pricing, we understood the sealant, we understood the types of tanks, we understood the variety of tanks. We also understood how this is better than the conventional brick and mortar concrete tank. So I think I never knew that tanks could be such a long list of information or such a lot of information, and the kind of advancements and developments that have happened in the segment of storing water and water storage
It's because it
mechanisms
is
and
not in the
systems.
vision of most of us.
Yeah, the
Means
common man,
we
like
don't
for
see,
me, I just took
we
a
don't
bottle of
see,
water and I
we
drank the
don't see
water.
from where it comes.
Yeah, I don't know what is the hardship gone behind
Yes,
making that water reach
complete.
me in the form of a small storage that was as small as this bottle, must be half a liter bottle. And when this half a liter bottle becomes 3 million liters or 20 million liters, then it is not the plastic that can save the water or hold the load. Then you will need metal.
Yes.
You will need metal in good quantity, in good quantum, strong built, well designed. It might have liners, it might not have liners, but you need a lot of metal and a lot of
Absolutely.
technology and a lot of creativity behind that. So suddenly the value of this bottle has improved, because I used to be, and most of us are used to be seeing only these sizes of water storage. It is not this, it is a lot more.
Yes.
And people like Sunil Uplap are behind those kind of storage facilities. Very interesting and insightful journey.
Absolutely.
Sunil, now how much can you do on your own? There is, you have a factory in Bhiwandi, but how much can you do on your own? The world is such a large place. There are so many geographic locations where these water storage systems are required,
Yes.
facilities are required. So how do you plan to venture into newer territories? Like, for example, we are sitting and having this conversation in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
So how do you intend to get into Riyadh? What is the business plan that you have to get into a new country or a new geography or a new country like Saudi Arabia?
So as I mentioned earlier, we are fortunate that we are in this kind of a business where we are addressing a basic social need of water.
Okay.
So whether it is a rich nation like Saudi Arabia or a developed country like US or a developing country like India, this does not discriminate itself. The need is common. The need is equally important for any kind of country. And because this is so important for any developed, underdeveloped, or developing country, this needs to get promoted and also propagated and expanded to all,
all possible geographies.
all possible geographies.
So you need partners for this?
And so that is how we plan to expand, and we feel that nothing works like collaboration. So, and if we are able to work in a way where we can promote this technology through like-minded individuals in all these geographies, we would be able to help them also grow, as well as promote this concept in a better way. So we are looking out for like-minded partners who could whom we could help with our technology and develop the geography that they are in.
So you're talking about technology transfer, and what are the parameters of that partner to be partnered with?
So they could be in the field of engineering, typically in infrastructure development.
Okay.
Like PAB contractors, for example.
What is PEB?
PEB stands for pre-engineered buildings.
Okay.
So
okay.
they
So
are
the contractors who are used to pre-engineered buildings,
yes,
which definitely need water storage.
Absolutely.
They can be a logical partner.
They could be our best, partners.
So suppose if you get a fabricator or a PEB contractor or a EPC contractor or an engineering company which is interested to get into the manufacturing or installing of the tanks, you are talking about technology transfer.
Yes.
So what part of the business will you do in India, and what part will be done in Saudi Arabia?
So typically those things which require a huge amount of investment, which we have already invested
in the factory,
we will like to continue supporting this partner from India.
Okay.
And other things that are like fabrication and various
installation,
everything that can be taken care of by this partner here. So it is a win-win situation where the partner does not have the load of a huge amount of investment in the beginning. He develops the business, and then as we grow, then maybe with the volumes, the investments could be made,
Okay.
could be made later. So
Okay. So
we're
in
looking out
short,
for such
yeah. So in
advancements.
short, you can say that 65 to 75% of the work will be completed by you back home in India and
Yes.
shipped to Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
a country like Saudi Arabia or any other country.
Yes.
And the local partner over here will complete the balance 20 to 25, 30% work.
Yes.
So typically then it also becomes a made in Saudi Arabia kind
Yes.
of a product tag.
Absolutely.
And then the local partner will do the last mile installation under your supervision.
Yes, yes.
Under your supervision.
We will do the training of these people. We will impart all the processes
Okay.
and systems that are required for installation and other things, and they will do it. Eventually, they will be able to do it independently, but the initial hand-holding would be done by us
Okay.
till the time the partner is confident.
Confident. And coincidentally, the parameters that you mentioned about the partner that you want, the partner will already have inherent requirements.
Yes.
Because if he's an EPC contractor or a PEB contractor,
He would already be
he
doing
already
it.
be doing something like this, and he would already be buying the tanks from some entity or the other.
Absolutely.
Whereas over here, it can be a collaboration
Yes.
and a joint venture, which can have its own valuation subsequently going ahead.
And he would be able to provide to his own customer a very
better
good
product.
and at a much lower price.
Much lower price, which increases his profitability in his overall contract.
Absolutely.
And you also expect the local partner to be the partner who will create the order pipeline.
Order pipeline as well, yes.
As well.
Because he does not have to go out of his circle of influence for his own business.
That's right.
This
is the part of the system.
Yeah, his same customers are customers for the tanks.
Excellent.
So, and he doesn't need to have any resources additionally for this tanks business.
And everything else will be done by you.
Absolutely.
The cost calculation, the engineering, the plans, the designs, the requirements, everything will be done by your team.
Yes.
And he just has to be a part of the process.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Excellent. I think that's a brilliant opportunity. A lot of existing players in the engineering segment or in the PEB category or fabricators at a large scale can collaborate and partner for this beautiful business opportunity where the back end is completely taken care of by Sunil and his team, and the front end will be the responsibility of the partner, especially the last mile installation and creating the order book pipeline. So
the bonus that we offer here is the 18-year-old experience and the brand that we have.
Comes on board.
The legacy, which comes free of cost.
Which comes free of cost.
Yes.
So this is Australian technology manufactured in India using Japanese product, which has an input from an American company, and now also has a patented technology created by an Indian in India. So this is a culmination of multiple good points put together to make sure that the product is outstanding, the product is competitive, the product is value oriented, value based, and will add a lot of value not only to the people using that infrastructure, but also to the country and the city where it is going to get installed. This is Agnelorajesh with my dear friend Sunil Uplap in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and we are here for the IFAT exhibition. 450 people from across the world have participated in this exhibition in Riyadh, organized by IFAT, which is a German company, German organization. Unfortunately, only 14 people are from India. We are proud to say that we are one of those 14, but we also look forward to having a day that where in 450 stalls, at least 50% should be in proportion to our country's population. At least 50% should be Indian stalls. With that wish to the Lord Almighty, I conclude this inspiring conversation with Sunil in this beautiful environment of Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Bye for now.
Thank you very much, Yaar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who asked? You? You asked me if this is honestly healthy? Come on, yeah. Whole wheat spaghetti in pesto sauce. And this is my pick for this festive season. Try it. Honestly healthy. And I'm honest.
I work with and for Konark Cancer Foundation. It's a foundation which takes care of cancer patients. If you know anyone suffering with cancer, then we at Konark Cancer Foundation can connect the person with the right resources and facilities to ensure that the right time, right treatment reaches the patient. Whether it is connecting the resources or providing resources to the cancer patient, we do it all. It also includes support for accommodation in the city of Mumbai. We are associated and connected and networked with the right resources, the right doctors, and the right hospitals. We can bring all of this on a table to you so that it is convenience for you. Whether it is guidance, whether it is medical support, or whether it is operating procedures, our team facilitates every activity required for the patient and the support required for the family. We also connect you to the right NGOs and donors to ensure that you also get financial support and aid to whatever extent possible to ensure that the treatment happens and the life is saved. If you know of anyone who is suffering with cancer, please connect with us. The details are mentioned in the content below. Konark Cancer Foundation is an NGO. It's a not-for-profit organization, and we have lots of volunteers which support this good deed. So get in touch with us and help us to save lives. You too can be a part of this movement. Konark Cancer Foundation. Thank you so much.